it's just been getting really crazy here lately. So all I can say is just sit down, hold on to your hats, set your drink to the side. Just don't even be holding on to a drink, or don't even be holding on to any food at this point. All right, here we go.
It was also known as World Trade Center 3, WTC-3 or 3WTC, the World Trade Center Hotel, the Vista Hotel and the Marriott Hotel. It opened in July 1981 as the Vista International Hotel and was located at 3 World Trade Center in Manhattan, New York City, with the World Trade Center complex having its own zip code of 10,048. The hotel was destroyed beyond repair as a result of the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, after the collapse of the Twin Towers. The hotel was not replaced as part of the new World Trade Center complex, but does share its name with the new office tower. Building history. The Vista International was the first hotel to open in Lower Manhattan since 1836. The building was designed by Skidmore, Owings and Merrill and was originally owned by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey and Kuo Hotels of Korea, with Hilton International acting as management agent. It was sold in 1995 to Host Marriott Corporation, after an extensive renovation following the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. The hotel was connected to the North and South Towers, and many went through the hotel to get to them. The hotel had a few establishments including the American Harvest Restaurant, the Greenhouse Cafe, Tall Ships Bar and Grill, a store called Times Square Gifts, the Russia House Restaurant, and a Gray Line New York tour bus ticket counter. It also housed a gym that was the largest of any hotel in New York at the time, and a hair salon named Olga's. The hotel also had 26,000 square feet (2,400 square meters) of meeting space on the entire third floor, along with the New Amsterdam Ballroom on the main floor. It was considered a 4-diamond hotel by AAA. In 2000.
All right, everyone, please thumb up this video if you don't have any memory of this hotel. This is just so crazy. It just, oh my gosh. Of course I could have just missed the hotel. Never heard of the hotel. When I saw this, it just blew my mind. It just, oh my gosh. This is just getting so crazy lately. So no hotel for me. I don't recall the hotel. If you recall this hotel, please, if you're in New York, it's always been there. I realize it's always been there. I get it. I understand how this works. But if in another timeline, maybe you were hanging out, there was no hotel. I never heard of any hotel slammed right up against the buildings here that people went through to get from one tower to the next. Sorry. I don't know. Just, all right. If you weren't sitting down, please sit down at this point.
In 2001, television producer Dennis Wooldridge was writing a novel about a massive terrorist attack on the United States. To research it, he traveled to New York and checked into a hotel. It was the 22-story luxury Marriott at the foot of the Twin Towers. The date was September the 9th. Among the other guests were a cross-section of tourists and businessmen, men and women whose lives were about to be interrupted by events even a novelist could hardly have imagined.
The stories that came out of the Marriott are, I believe, some of the most intriguing of the entire event. There was one irony after another, one odd coincidence, if you believe in coincidence, after another. People whose lives are linked in very strange ways by this event.
What happened to the people in the hotel is stranger than fiction. Among the guests were the only people to survive the collapse of both towers on top of them. Many of their stories can be seen in glimpses through photographs or film captured on the day. All their lives would change forever from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. They checked into the 9/11 hotel.
9/11 hotel. Never heard of it. Nice.
The Twin Towers
stripes here,
were 110 stories high, dominating the New York skyline. They dwarfed the 22-story Marriott Hotel, which stood beneath and between them. The location of the hotel, at the World Trade Center, appealed to both tourists and business people. On the morning of 9/11, 940 guests were registered at the hotel. Dennis Wooldridge from Florida had checked in to begin work on his novel and also to enjoy a holiday with his father. They would be amongst the last tourists to go up to the top of the South Tower.
When we got to New York, it was Sunday night, and we settled in our room. The next day, we wanted to do the typical tourist thing, so we bought day-night passes to the observation tower. The view was amazing, especially for someone that had never been to New York. I mean, from there you could see the Statue of Liberty in the distance. You could see all of Manhattan, Empire State Building.
Please thumb
and of
up
course,
this video.
right
This
across
is
the way was the North Tower.
Totally mind-blowing.
It was just
never
breathtaking.
heard of a World Trade Center hotel.
Also checking into the hotel on 9/11 was some holidaymakers from Britain. They included the
Please thumb
Sweeting
down the
family
video
from Margate.
If you've always
Christine
known
and
the
Les's
hotel.
15-year marriage was in serious trouble, but they hoped that the holiday would bring them together again.
We'd done a lot of the sightseeing bits, the Empire State Building. We went across to the Statue of Liberty. We'd also done the helicopter trip round where we flew around the towers. The normal, absolutely tourist things. Got back in the hotel and I remember getting in the room and actually putting my feet in the sink because they were absolutely, worn to pieces.
Another Marriott guest on 9/11 and a regular visitor to the hotel was Frank Rosano, a hard-bitten, work-driven lawyer from Washington. He was working late at a New York law firm. On the ground floor, Amy Ting found herself in pitch darkness.
When everything stopped collapsing in the pitch black, you can't see anything. I heard a fireman on the right-hand side getting up and then getting up. So I don't know who is it. I just grab onto.
How did this part of the building manage to withstand the collapse of the South Tower? Dennis Wooldridge thinks he knows the answer.
When the South Tower collapsed, it collapsed directly onto the Marriott. And you look at that and you wonder, why is the entire south end of the building standing? Ironically, that was standing because of something that had happened in reaction to the '93 terrorist attack. When the bomb went off in the parking garage in 1993, it didn't go off under the North Tower. It went off underneath the hotel, underneath the ballroom. And the hotel was severely damaged structurally.
What? 1993 bomb went off underneath the ballroom of the hotel. That's news to me. I remember going off in the basement of one of the towers.
Construction work on the damage to the Marriott took nearly 2 years to complete. The entire
be
southern
another
end of the
video.
building was
Where did the
reinforced
bomb
using
go
large
off in the
steel
1993
I-beams.
World
It
Trade
was
Center
being in
attack?
this part of the hotel on 9/11 that saved Frank Rosano's life.
When I thought for sure I was dead, I survived. So I'm happier. I'm happy as you could. I'm happy as a lark to think I survived.
Frank joined firefighter Jeff Johnson and his unit going down the emergency staircase. But the firefighters were not trying to get out. They were backtracking to cross the wall of debris separating them from their missing colleague Ruben. They had no idea they were trying to get to a part of the hotel which had now completely disappeared.
We were trying to get north. We were just trying to find the one hallway that would have gone through so we could go back up on the other side of this, hopefully.
Hope I can go on and lead a good life.
The near-death experience in the Marriott on 9/11 left Amy Ting in a state of shock for several weeks.
You have that memory, that horrifying memory of the building coming down on you, being blown away, embedded in your brain.
All right, everyone. There you have it. I'll put a link down below to the 9/11 hotel video. Wow. And I'll link up Life Matrix's video here. He did a good video on this today. I will have a link down below. Check out his video. This is just crazy. That's it for now, everyone. More videos coming your way. Go create the reality that you want.